Brothers, welcome back to the channel. Before you commit to a serious relationship, there's something almost everyone ignores. And that's exactly why 80% of couples eventually break apart. It's not the lack of love. It's the lack of the right questions. Yes, questions. The right questions at the right time. Think about it. You've been in a relationship for 1 year, maybe 2. Everything feels fine. Then one small argument blows up, and suddenly, everything crumbles. Why? Because you never asked the questions that actually matter. As Socrates once said, an unexamined life is not worth living. Today, we're going to examine your future love before you commit. If you ask these questions with sincerity, you can avoid years of pain. Or, on the flip side, build the most aligned and passionate relationship you could ever dream of. So, grab a notebook, open your mind, and let's dive in. One, core values. Everything starts with values. Without them, your relationship is like a ship without a rudder. Ask this: what values guide your choices in life? This isn't a small talk question. It's an X-ray into your partner's soul. Take Napoleon Bonaparte and Josephine. Their romance was fiery, full of secret letters and passion. But when it came to fidelity, ambition, and money, their values were polar opposites. Napoleon wanted to conquer Europe. Josephine wanted stability and comfort. And the result? A spectacular but inevitable divorce. Your values define your boundaries, your expectations, and your happiness. If they don't align, you can love each other deeply, but you're sailing straight into failure. That's why this question isn't optional. It's vital. 2. Life goals. Next, we talk about life goals. Because love alone isn't enough if you're heading in opposite directions. Ask, what are your goals for the next 5, 10, or 20 years? Some think this is too early. Wrong. It's exactly what separates long-lasting couples from those who burn bright and die fast. Look at Steve Jobs and Chris Brennan. Jobs was consumed by his vision for Apple, working day and night to change the world. Chris wanted stability and a safe home for their child. Their love was real, but their conflicting life goals created endless tension. As Aristotle said, happiness depends upon ourselves. If your life goals don't align, shared happiness is impossible. 3. Family and children. Now let's talk about family and children. Many avoid this topic, but it can make or break a relationship. Ask, do you want kids? If yes, how many, and how do you see their upbringing? Even if you're young, bringing this up early saves years of frustration and disappointment. Confucius said, to lead others, first govern yourself. And the same applies here. Know what you want before you promise a future with someone else. Your partner's vision of family tells you how they see your shared future, and if your visions clash, it's better to find out now than later. 4. Money management. Ah, yes, money, the elephant in the room. Ask, how do you view money in a relationship? Spending, saving, debt. Psychologist Dr. John Gottman found that money fights are one of the strongest predictors of divorce. Take Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. Their love was passionate, their life glamorous, but their constant disagreements over money, spending, and gifts only fueled their chaos. Even legendary passion couldn't outlast financial incompatibility. Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. The same applies here. Invest in understanding your partner's financial mindset before it destroys the relationship. 5. Conflict management. Here's the truth most people ignore. Love isn't tested in romance, it's tested in conflict. Ask, how do you handle conflict? Because let's be honest, everyone argues. Some avoid, some explode. But compatibility in conflict resolution determines if you survive life's storms together. Look at Nelson and Winnie Mandela. Their bond was monumental, but personal and political conflicts eventually tore them apart. Even great love can't survive if conflict management styles don't align. Seneca said, "Anger is an acid that can do more harm to the vessel in which it is stored than to anything on which it is poured." That's exactly why this question is non-negotiable. 6. Sexuality and intimacy. Now let's talk about something most avoid, but it's absolutely central. Intimacy. Ask, how do you view intimacy, both physical and emotional? True intimacy isn't just about sex. It's about trust, vulnerability, and closeness, even in hard times. Plato said, "True love is not of the body, but of the soul." Ignore this dimension, and passion quickly turns into frustration. A healthy sex life and emotional closeness build a strong foundation. Without them, even the deepest love feels empty. 7. Career and ambition. Careers and ambition, two forces that can unite or destroy a couple. Ask, what role does your career play in your life, and how do you see balancing it with our relationship? Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Do you believe anyone can succeed without a clear purpose? The same is true in relationships. Without aligned ambitions, you risk constant friction." Marie and Pierre Curie are the perfect example. They shared not only love, but a vision for science and contribution. Their ambitions aligned, and together they made history. When ambitions align, they fuel the relationship. When they clash, they break it. 8. Spirituality and beliefs. Spirituality may seem secondary, but it shapes how we see the world. Ask, what role do spirituality and religion play in your life, and how do you see them in our relationship? Different beliefs don't always kill love, but they can create invisible tension. As Blaise Pascal said, "The heart has its reasons which reason does not know." John and Jackie Kennedy faced this too. Their different convictions created friction, even in a marriage that looked perfect from the outside. Understanding your partner's spiritual lens builds long-term respect and harmony. 9. Expectations and personal freedom. Next, freedom inside the relationship. Ask, what do you expect from me and from us, and how important is personal freedom to you? Even deep love can suffocate if one partner feels trapped. Einstein said, "Freedom is the right to do what the law allows." In relationships, freedom means respecting each other's individuality. Look at Simone de Beauvoir and Jean-Paul Sartre. They built a non-traditional love that respected freedom, and it worked for them. Respecting freedom isn't a lack of love, it's proof of maturity. 10. Shared vision of the future. And finally, the vision of the future. Ask, how do you see our life together in 5, 10, or 20 years? Because even if everything feels perfect today, if your futures don't align, the relationship collapses tomorrow. Saint-Exupéry said, "The future is not to be foreseen, but to be created." Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt had love, yes, but also a shared vision of social impact and partnership. That's what made their union extraordinary. Shared vision is the glue that holds everything else together. So there you have it, the 10 crucial questions to ask before committing. Core values, life goals, family and children, money, conflict management, intimacy, career and ambition, spirituality, freedom and expectations, shared vision of the future. These questions aren't a test of love, they're an investment in your future. Aristotle said, happiness depends upon ourselves, and in relationships it depends on clarity, alignment, and courage. Don't leave it to chance. Build a relationship that's more than passion. It's a solid future. As Oscar Wilde said, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. And these questions, they're your rocket fuel for love that lasts. If you're ready to ask the right questions, share this video, hit like, and subscribe for more. Because love deserves more than illusions. It deserves the truth.